Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today is Friday, July 28th, the year 2017. All right, so I was in Jamaica for the past week, and I just got back. This is my second trip to Jamaica. A lot of people have this idea that in Jamaica they're very homophobic and gays don't exist in Jamaica. That's a lie straight out of hell. As soon as we touched down in Jamaica, while walking through the airport, there were guys literally approaching us, asking us where were we going, what resort were we staying at, how long would we be here, which I found kind of odd. So this is our second time here, so that happened the first time we went to Jamaica, and so the second time I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. So when people are asking you these type of questions, you're thinking, is this a setup? Are they trying to rob you or something? We don't have no fancy jewelry or nothing like that on. But anyway, and there's an app called Jack. And this time around, I had Jack downloaded on my phone. So what I did was when we were walking through the airport, and these strange men were coming up there asking me questions. So I just got on the free Wi-Fi at the airport and opened up the Jack account, and my phone was flooded with all these messages. In fact, before we got to the resort that day, as we left the airport, caught the shuttle to the resort, we stayed with a beautiful resort. It was just hotter than mother. It was just too hot. It was too hot to be in Jamaica. I would never go back to Jamaica in July. But anyway, as we got to the resort, as we drove to, by the time we left that airport, got our luggage, got on the shuttle, and took the hour-long drive to the resort, it was I had over 200 messages in my Jack account from various men, all Jamaicans. By the time I got to the hotel and logged into my Facebook has this thing where it can show you where you are. My Facebook page is open to the public for a lot of reasons. So maybe so I can post videos like this. But anyway, by the time I logged into we got checked into the hotel, logged into my Facebook account. I had message after message after message after message, all from men who live in Jamaica. These were men with Facebook profiles. They were out. They were open. They were there were messages after messages. It got to the point that there was no way I could respond to all these messages in the first place. I had no intention of responding. But I found it very interesting that sometimes we have these thoughts in our head about Jamaica being an unfriendly place for gay men and women. When there are a ton of gays, men and women in Jamaica. The problem with Jamaica is that they don't like transgender men and women. They don't like men who dress as women or who are. They don't like the whole transgender. They don't like understand the whole transgender thing. But there are hundreds of gays, thousands of gays in Jamaica. And as I was reading those messages, oh boy, they know what they like in Jamaica. So I'm reading the messages, I'm looking at the pictures. They send me all kinds of pictures and messages and all kinds of stuff. So I just kind of looked at this stuff. And this is our second trip there. The first trip was very similar to this, but this time around, because I had access to Facebook in that Jack account, I was able to see a larger picture. So I did communicate with some of these guys, and I was just curious to see, for me it's like research. So I'm trying to understand the thought process that goes into, because I'm a foreigner in a different country. I've heard the scary things about Jamaica. I really didn't want to go to Jamaica even the second time, but it just worked out that was the most affordable vacation that we could find on such short notice. The airfare and accommodations, the hotel was beautiful. So here we were in Jamaica. And now I saw why it was so affordable. It was 10,000 degrees there in Jamaica. It was so damn hot, the heat made me sick. If you sit out there on the beach and try to have a drink of vodka and cranberry and enjoy some cocktails on that, in all that heat, it's impossible. Your body can't take it. It was so hot there that I was constantly having to eat food and drink water because I think I must have lost about 10 pounds out there in that heat. It was hot. I will not be going back to Jamaica in that heat. So I was so glad to get back to Atlanta and get out of that heat. It was too hot. Unbearable. So if you, one of the conversations I had with this one guy in Jamaica, he kept hitting me up, very attractive guy, so he kind of piqued my interest. He was probably about 50 miles from the resort from where we were staying at. And he kept sending message after message after message. So I started talking to him. He was in his 30s. And I gave him my phone number. And we texted each other on the phone. I was just curious to see. This man sent me picture after picture after picture, and then videos and this and that. I just said, wow, this is a very, very attractive guy. And I'm thinking, look, all that mess y'all hear about them Jamaicans not participating in gay sex or not liking gays, there might be some truth that some Jamaicans that it is not, they're not. Now, I will say this, all the guys that were hitting me up on these apps and DAC and on Facebook were all masked, and Instagram. I don't know how they found my Instagram page down there. I don't really know how Instagram works, but somehow or another they were able to know I was there, and they found that Instagram page, and I started getting a whole lot of messages on that Instagram account. But anyway, I'm not exactly sure. Some people have this thought process about Jamaicans. I used to date a Jamaican in the early 90s. I'm still in contact with him right now. And he didn't, when I dated him, he didn't like me going to the gay clubs or anything that had to do with gay folks he didn't particularly care for. He was too controlling. And I was very young at that time. I was probably like 19, 20. He maybe a little bit older than me. I need to find out John's age because I met him in 89, 90. Maybe I think in 1989. Was it? I can't remember. So I was trying to get me to move to New York with him. And at that time, I was so in love with Atlanta, there was no way I was planning on moving to New York. Although it probably would have been the best thing for me. If I could turn back the hands of time, I'd have packed myself and moved to New York because this was before I got in trouble with the law, and this man was trying to get me to come up there and live with him. He was just starting his import-export company that made him millions of dollars eventually. Lord, if I had known, I know now. But I was young and stupid. But I learned that the Jamaicans can be very controlling, very aggressive. I won't use the term violent, but I would say extreme aggression. And I think that's part of the whole thing. People come out of the islands, very domineering, very interesting. So anyway, Jamaica, the resort, let me talk about the resort for a minute. So the resort we stayed at, I forget the name of this damn, it was, I'm gonna post the name of the resort. It was Baja Principal or something like that. Baja Principal something. It was massive. Huge. By the time you left the room and walked over to the dining hall, to the buffet, you'd be drenched in sweat. It was such a long walk. The place was so huge. They had all these restaurants. They had like a lot of restaurants and stuff. The food was excellent. The food was delicious. Some of the best food I've ever had at a resort. Jamaican jerk chicken, all kinds of stuff. They had different food. Every night was something different. The food was good. The drinks were good. Again, my only issue, once you got inside the hotel room or inside the restaurants, the air conditioning was on, and you were fine. It didn't even rain one day down there. It didn't even bring the temperature down. It was hot morning, noon, night. It was just a scorcher. At nighttime, it would cool down a little bit around midnight. By that time, the resort was winding down. You have to be used to the heat to go to Jamaica in the summertime. Best to go there in the fall or winter, when it might be a little bit cooler. I don't know what the temperature is like year-round in Jamaica, but I know one thing, it was hot. The last time we were in Jamaica, it was fairly hot. And that was we went there in the fall a few years ago. But this time around, oh boy, it was a scorcher. I don't see it. And I would see people later. And it was funny because in the morning time, everybody be the poolside hanging out and stuff. But as the day wore on, people got the hell about that damn heat. I walked out there to go to lunch, and that pool was empty. Everybody had abandoned them there and go on seats by the pool. There were a few people in the pool. I got in the pool a bunch of times. The pool, if you get in the cool pool, it was nice. That would cool you down some. If you got into the pool, so there was a swimmer bar, so you can get in the pool, swim, and get your drinks. I was in the pool hanging out, give me something to drink. That was nice. But once you got out that pool, and tried to find some, even in the shade, it was still unbearable. It was like oven outside. It was just a scorcher. The beach was nice. Went out to the beach a couple times and swam in the water. The water was very nice. The resort was so massive. You had a casino, they had a nightclub. They had a lot of stuff going on there. There were two sides to the resort, adult side and where we stayed at on the adult side, and then the other side were more family and kids. And these even bigger. So if you ever go to this resort, they have these little golf carts that they can pick you up and shuttle you around the resort. You might want to catch that golf cart because that is one. Otherwise, you can be walking all over that damn resort. A lot of walking, wear some comfortable shoes. I wore these little flip-flops, Nike flip-flops, and things like to tore my feet up out there walking in that heat. I should not. When I woke up, I said, I'm wearing me some comfortable tennis shoes. And that made it a lot better because it was so hot. The concrete was a scorcher. So that was my only complaint. The people were nice. Now, they did get us, we were shocked one morning we got there and shut down breakfast like at 9:30 or something, very early. We had to go find something else to eat. That was disappointing. But I realized you could get your head something to get you some breakfast. That was a Sunday, too. I don't know why they had stopped the breakfast early. It was either 9:30 or 10:30. And they didn't have no other food till around noon. And I wanted breakfast. So we ended up catching a cab to a local restaurant, which was kind of interesting because we caught a cab to the restaurant, hung out with some of the locals, and ate some food while they were watching some type of football game on television. We didn't really leave the resort, but that one time to get something to eat. There were some other things that we could, but it was so hot out there. They were talking about going zip line and going here and doing this and doing that. I was like, it's too hot. Maybe next time. I went into that room and turned that air on. And sometimes you went into the hotel room, the air was not cool enough. So you'd be in that room like waiting for it to cool down some. I had to constantly take shower after shower after shower just to cool my body temperature down. And then I saw the Jamaicans out there working in that heat. They're probably very acclimated to it and used to that heat. It was us scorching it. But there were some very attractive guys at that resort that I met, all of them. It was funny because every time I go to these resorts, these brothers approach me asking questions about my physical appearance, where am I from, where I work out, blah. Just a lot of stuff like that. I meet a lot of guys. And I met a lot of guys there. A lot of them were there with their wives or girlfriends or family. One guy was there with his wife and his kids, and his kids were all grown. I thought that was rather weird that he was 35 or 36, and he had grown children. They were like 21. They were, weird. I met a lot of guys, and there are women that I meet women too, but women are very. I don't know. When I'm on vacation, well, I'll take that back. I forgot about them drunk white women. They'll run up to you in a heartbeat. Sisters, they're not so aggressive like that. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So anyway, Jamaica was nice. Had a lot of fun. If you go to those type of resorts, make sure they're all inclusive. That way you can just eat and drink and enjoy all the amenities without having to pay for all that stuff. Enjoy the food, enjoy the drinks. The food, the bar was stocked with fully stocked with top shelf liquor, Hennessy. I didn't see any Grey Goose, but I saw Absolute Vodka. They had some high end stuff. The bars were open from 10 o'clock to midnight, so you can always get your drink. I did a lot of drinking. And that's funny because since I got back to Atlanta, I ain't touched no alcohol. I don't want any. After I drank all that liquor down here in Bahamas, in Jamaica. I came back with a lot of Jamaican rum too. About a couple of boxes of Jamaican rum and some other stuff. But, I had a nice time in Jamaica. I look forward to going back to visit again. And I just I found it really, at the end of the trip, when I got turned on that jacket account, kept monitoring it. the messages rolled in. Message after message after message after message from so many different people. And I was, and I would look at the message. They were all local Jamaicans. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of messages that rolled into that account and my Facebook account from all these various guys. And I just found it to be very interesting how so many people, like I said, we have these thoughts about people who live in Jamaica, and when it comes to sexuality. Anyway, it is approximately 9 o'clock in the morning. I had some difficulties with my computer today, and I've had to get it up and running. So, if you like my video, click like, share with family and friends. I'm going to cut this video kind of short today. If you like my videos, click like, share with family and friends. We could be some breakfast, get my ass to the gym. Get there and work out today. If you have any questions, I'm also going to put the name of the resort we stayed in the comment section so you can check it out if you ever want to go. It's beautiful. The resort is beautiful. I didn't have any complaints about the resort. The rooms were nice. The resort was probably, somebody said, about a year old, so it was fairly new, the section we stayed in. The pools were nice. The beach was nice. The food was delicious. The rooms, like I said, very nice, private, on the beach. It was probably one of the nicest resorts we've ever stayed in. I didn't have any complaints. Other than that, it was gigantic. The resort was massive. A lot of walking just to get to various things. So I don't particularly care for big resorts like that, walking through all that heat. But other than that, I enjoyed Jamaica and look forward to doing it again. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Like I said, 9 o'clock, Friday, July 28, 2017. If you have any other questions, just shoot me a question in the comment section about my trip to Jamaica. I'm out of here. Have a good Friday.